side. Like Rhiann's eviction outfit last night, we are loud and leery and should never be seen in public again. But unlike Jasmine, we are here to stay. So last night, you lot decided that you'd had enough of seeing Ian with an R and SC's ex go at it. So with one out, there's 12 more to go. But I can't help wondering how many more we have of these.
I'm fisting the chicken.
Or these.
Yeah! Yeah! Stink! Yeah!
But for Julie's sake, let's hope there won't be any more of these.
But I need the name of the geezer I've got to give a blowjob to.
Joining me on the panel tonight are a group of ladies that would never dream of rinsing a yank to get themselves into a sticky situation. Welcome Celeb Big Brother 5's Cleo Rockas, presenter Angelica Bell and London 2012's judo bronze medalist Karina Bryant. Show, Jasmine was our first evictee, and just in case you missed what happened, here's an exclusive look behind the scenes.
Jasmine!
Do you think I give a fuck right now?
Jasmine!
Well, we are live.
We are.
Look at them, they're just skanky girls. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're just skanks.
You've been a great housemate. You certainly brought the drama. Thank you so much.
What comes into her head shoots out of her mouth, and there is absolutely no shredding machine. I wish I'd been allowed to go in there with my pink feather duster and pull her panties down and smack her bum, actually.
I'm a bad girl. I don't want to be boring.
Are you ready for your first evictee?
This is not band camp, you know? Like, I hate that shit. Can I say shit on here?
We just said fuck, so I think you're fine.
You know, like, I've made some boo-boos in my time, but that was, like, it was horrific. Well, the only thing that's wrong with Big Brother is the non-violence clause, so, like, maybe...
Jasmine!
All right, I'm done, Big Brother. You've seen enough of me. You can...
We did not see enough of you at all. Now, after the first nominations, Jasmine dissed a prince and Julie told Colleen where to go. And, after all, that was face-to-face. So Lord only knows what they will say each other behind the safety of the diary room door.
My first nomination is
Colleen,
Samantha.
Cheryl,
Julian.
Danica,
Julian.
the occasional table,
Charlie Brown.
known by you as the situation.
He doesn't really live in the real world.
She's crazy.
We are on different planets from each other.
I've an awful feeling he's got something contagious
and I don't know where she got it from.
called dullness.
I don't know whether she's being real or fake yet.
He's emotionally a cold fish.
Maybe because he permanently lives in a hotel.
Is that okay?
My second nomination is the prince.
I'm gonna have to put Rhiann up again.
Colleen.
Julian.
Prince Lorenzo.
Cheryl. Julie.
Rhiann.
Julian Clary.
Putting the OXO cube in the kettle.
She either didn't want to believe.
He doesn't really get it.
Really stupid.
Sexist, and he seems a bit dense. I'm offended by his body, which looks like a bag of spanners.
Not cool. Oh, God. She's a little bit dodgy.
Maybe she should have been in a civilian Big Brother. I didn't agree with that. Because she called me a plant.
Interesting.
He's playing it safe. We haven't really spoken.
Being a tiny bit fake. Okay, boys.
Rinsing men.
With me, Julie.
Still do not know who he is.
He really is a human calculator.
Is that a good enough reason?
nominated for the second time. Now either Cheryl, Colleen, Julian, Prince Lorenzo or The Situation will be out of the house tomorrow and joining Jasmine on the opening of an envelope circuit. But are the right people up? Angelica, how much of an impact do you think Jasmine's eviction had on the results of nominations?
Massive impact, because, you know, she was an easy target. She was out there, she got in the house and she was running her mouth off. So we knew that she was going to be up. But I think now that she's gone, people have actually had to sit back and think about who they actually wanted to see maybe nominated and possibly go, because it is a game. A lot of them are playing a game, although some of them don't like admitting it. But I think the nominations have been good and interesting, and it was good to watch.
Do you think Jasmine would have been up had she still have been in there?
Yeah,
maybe
I think she would have been
Julian?
up. I think it would have been. I think Jasmine should have stayed maybe a couple more days just to mix things up, because everyone's still being quite nice and a bit dull and boring.
Angelica!
No. But I think now the nominations have come out and there's so many people up, they're gonna
stir it up.
They're going to start playing?
Yeah, we're going to start seeing some fireworks.
Cleo, 5 of them are up this time.
Yes.
Why do you think there are so many?
Well, I think that with 5 of them up, it is going to actually change the dynamics in the House, which means that they're all going to be looking at each other thinking, who nominated me and why? And I think that things are going to start to come, hopefully, a little bit more to a more of a vibrant stance. And, you know, people aren't really having the amount of fun that I feel they should be having in there. And
Well,
I think
you still think that they're still quite guarded?
Well, you know what I think? I think everyone's...
people are up.
Well, I think
nobody knows who to trust.
Well, and there's so many of them who are lodged up their own colons. They're just so self-obsessed and with the facility of self-adoration, you know, and I think that Prince Lorenzo will be the next to go.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
It's quite... I quite like it when there's quite a few people up, because it kind of, when we see who goes, it helps us gauge who the public are liking, who they're not liking. But also, there's an age divide as well, and I think that is interesting. With the 5 that are up, there's 3 of the older housemates, 2 of the younger ones. It'll be interesting to see who the public pick off from which age group.
I think there's also a fabulous divide, a fabulousness divide, and I think Julian wins any way you cut this cake. Julian wins, as far as I'm concerned.
You're friends with Julian, aren't you?
Yeah, but of course I adore him and I love him. But the thing is, people keep saying, oh, well, Julian, you know, we haven't been able to interact. Julian is the kindest and funniest man on the planet. But, you know, you do need 2 people in a conversation, and very few people in there seem to have that much interesting to say, unless it's about themselves and how fabulous they think they are. And Julian looks bored.
He does seem to be sticking to Julie like glue, though.
Yeah.
Yes, because they're professionals, and not all the people in there are in there because of what you might call a showbiz talent. They're in there for other talents.
I think the older gang are much more comfortable with themselves. You see them, they're just going around, having a good old time.
Professionals.
Yeah, they are. OK. Professional, sort of.
Talented, I think, is the word we're scavenging for.
Yeah. Scavenging? What are you trying to say?
I know you're trying to be polite about it, but really...
What do you lot make to the 5 housemates that are up this time? Shocked. Shocked about who and why?
I'm actually shocked that Danica isn't up. After the whole thing with Jasmine making the comments about Danica, I'm surprised that the others didn't see that she was an easy target and didn't choose just to go with the game plan and nominate her.
OK.
Because
so
she made
they
herself...
kind of missed out there, then?
Yeah, because they could have protected themselves by
Right.
nominating Danica by being an easy target.
Do you think this means that none of them are playing a game, then?
I think it shows that it's probably one of the most real houses that we've seen. They've kind of been true to themselves. They've not just gone for the easy target and gone for the easiest thing.
OK, anybody else got any comments about who's up?
I'm really disappointed that Julian's up. I think Julian's really funny.
Yeah, he is very funny.
And I love the way he bounces off Julie and Julia.
It's very confusing. Juju, that's what they're calling them online, apparently, so we can just call them Juju. He got the most nominations as well. Were you surprised about that?
I'm really surprised, but I don't know if it's because they don't really understand him, they don't know him particularly.
He does seem to have been very quiet.
He's been very, very quiet, and I think he's as dull as Prince Lorenzo, really.
Excuse me. Julian. I might have
no
to get
disrespect.
No, it's too late. You've already hurled offence out about my friend. Julian is the most fabulous and exciting.
Harvey made a good point. The Julian that we know on screen is flamboyant, bitchy, you know, saying everything, and he's not like that in the house.
Yeah, because, you know, who's he going to speak to? Quite frankly, nobody has anything much to say. They're talking about, you know, who they might get off with and footling with each other's particles to stay in the show. show, and that's dull. Julian's bored.
There is a little bit of a playground mentality, I think, with the younger housemates, and they're flirting with the boys, and she doesn't fancy me anymore, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
on that note, let's move on to Karina, who is friends with Ashley. As we know, you're in the Team GB with him. So him and Harvey didn't get one nomination. How do you think they've managed that?
I think, you know, I think Harvey's playing a great game. I think everyone's seen a different side to Harvey. He's been great fun to watch, especially in the diary room where he was trying on those outfits. I found it hilarious.
And when he was talking about his third leg and what Julie calls it, I thought that was very, very funny.
and I think with Ashley, he's keeping his head down a little bit. I think he's mingling a bit. He's quite young. I'd like to see him challenged a bit more. Maybe, give him a task or something to get involved more. But I think he's looking up to a lot of the housemates.
A lot of people have said that they can really see him idolising Harvey. Can you see that? Because you obviously know him quite well.
Yeah, I think he'll see him as an older figure and someone that he can learn from. Within and without sport, you try and take things from people, and I think. We've got people in judo that Ashley sort of like idolises and tries to be like, and I think maybe he's trying to do that with Harvey as well.
Can we see your medal, please?
Yeah.
Olympic medal! Were you guys surprised that Ashley and Harvey didn't get any nominations? Anybody surprised?
No. They're too nice. They're too nice.
They have
yeah,
come
they're
across
really
as quite
nice.
haven't
Yeah,
they?
and it seems like the nice ones always go all the way.
And the audience have said so, and they're the people that vote, so there. Angelica, Martin received 0 nominations as well. How do you think he's done that?
Well, obviously I knew him.
Because he's a legend. He's Martin Kemp.
Gold. I knew him when I did 71 Degrees North, and even in that, he was just really nice, pleasant. But he's just up front. He wants to win. He's made it clear he wants to win.
Yeah.
He's got nothing to hide, and also he nominates for good reasons because he has taken time to talk to people. And every time I'm nominating this person because I've taken the time to speak to them. And when they said that, I didn't quite like that. He's
a great narrator in the diary room, isn't he?
Yeah,
he really kind of.
And why can't they just nominate properly? That really annoys me. Just. You know what you're in there to do, nominate and have a good reason.
Let's throw you in and see how you do with it.
No. I'm good at spectating. Yeah, not participating.
It's difficult nominating because you do feel as though you're being two-faced, so that's what's very different. Then you have to come out and sit with everyone, and that's tricky.
Yeah, actually, that was one thing I noticed when we were all watching the live feed last night after the main show. Was I think Martin nominated Colleen, and then she came out, and that was the first person you saw. And you kind of giggle about it. And you're like, oh my goodness, how weird must you feel?
It's really weird because when I was in there in 2007, and the only plan I had was to pay my tax bill and to have a lot of fun. So
love her.
Well, it's the truth.
Pay the bills.
So there were lots of outfits, lots of jolly celebrity people being jolly with stories. And you get in there and you're stuck in this sort of corner shop lighting, and you have to go in and nominate. It's a very bizarre feeling because you're in a survival situation. And so all these people, whether you like them or don't like them, you're stuck together and you're in your own world and own planet. So you all feel very vulnerable. So then to have to go in and nominate people, you think, why are they crying? It's emotionally very bizarre. And then you come out and you see the person you've nominated and think, and you don't want to look like you've nominated them.
You just want to go and be on your own, and you can't because there's absolutely nowhere to go. So very quickly, just to end this debate, who do you think will go tomorrow?
Lorenzo.
Lorenzo.
The situation or Lorenzo?
Okay.
Yeah, I think probably Lorenzo, just because people don't know him as well.
Boring.
Laminated.
Angelica is not holding back tonight. OK, I am not going to disagree with a woman who won a medal for kicking people's asses at this year's Olympics, but especially when she's got that medal around her neck. But I know that you guys at home have so much more fun than even Danica or Rhian combined. So you guys can get in touch. Details are on your screen right about now. Still to come, Julie James tells us what the nominations really say about the celebs, plus Julie's husband and a Nolan sister join me for a quickie. But first... oh, stop it. Here are the numbers you need to save your fave.